Hi everyone, my name is Karolina and I'm part of the Solution Architect team at GitLab. Today we're looking at the Security Analyst Agent, which came out with our latest 18.5 release. It's currently in beta, so please keep in mind everything you see today in this demo is based on the current state as of November 11th, 2025. Let's start with what we're hearing from our security teams today. They're drawing in vulnerabilities, spending most of their time on manual triage. This maybe sounds familiar to you. Hundreds of vulnerabilities daily, trying to figure out what's real, what's false positive, and what's actually exploitable. And the painful part here is sometimes we're missing context. For example, EPSS scores doesn't tell you if that vulnerability is actually reachable in your code. And as you might experience yourself, compliance reports can take hours. They're super annoying, nobody wants to do them. So your team is stuck clicking through dashboards, collecting data, analyzing, instead of actually fixing the issue. And this is where GitLab Security Analyst Agent comes in. It's specifically trained for vulnerability management, and you can imagine it as like having a senior security analyst who is available 24/7, who can actually understand your whole code base and security scan results, for example, from SAST, DAST, dependency scannings or container scannings, and also can understand your CVE data, EPSS scores, reachability, and so on. It can instantly analyze hundreds of vulnerabilities and knows which findings are pose real-world risk versus theoretical ones, and who can actually take action. For example, create issues and also update statuses, generating reports. Okay, before we start testing the agent, quick reminder on setup. 3 steps. You go to the AI catalog, search for Security Analyst Agents, and assign it to your project. Done. So, let's test the Security Analyst Agent on a project here called Flask app. It's a Python app. And first of all, let's check the vulnerability report. So we know what we're dealing with today. And as you can see, we have approximately over 1,000 vulnerabilities. A lot of them, or some of them critical ones based on severity, and also a lot of them are high. So how do we get to the Security Analyst Agent? You just click through the web UI on the bubble. It's the Duo Agent Chat bubble. And then select here in the sparkly bubble the Security Analyst Agent. All right. So, first of all, I want to ask the agent, show me critical and high severity vulnerabilities with EPSS score above 0.5. Also link them and provide remediation ideas. So now you can see, let me put it a little bit bigger, that the agent is pulling the data and the EPSS score here is key. So it's not just severity, it's actually exploitability. So an EPSS score above 0.5 means there's a greater than 50% chance this vulnerability is being actively exploited. So we can see here, the agent already collected the data, and we have one actually not above 0.5. We have one, it's under, it's 0.4. It's the highest in my project, so 40% EPSS score. We have also another one, the secrets, private key exposed, secret detection, access tokens, and so on. As you also can see that we asked for resolution ideas. And yeah, the agent gave us some. Also, we have a nice summary at the end and priority actions. Of course, you can say or tell the agent to structure it in a different way, so it's also up to you. So now I'm drilling into specific scanner types and want to ask the agent, which SAST findings should I prioritize based on exploitability? And for SAST specifically, we're looking at code level vulnerabilities, for example, like SQL injections, authentication bypasses, and so on. And the agent, as you can see, is also ranking them by real-world exploitability and not just theoretical risk. So we can see here, of course, the SQL injection. It's a high risk. We have another one here. Also mentions why it's, for example, number 2 priority, not number 1. So there's a lot of explanation and of course a prioritization summary and also a quick fix guide. So now I want to have a little deeper context. So I will ask the agent which of these vulnerabilities are in production code path versus test dependencies. So let's see what the agent will answer here. So the agent really understands your entire code base structure, and it's crucial for prioritization. So for example, a critical vulnerability in test code is very different risk, of course, than the same vulnerability in production code. And we can say here we have some critical ones in production that we should prioritize on. Also some in test. All right, here the test ones. The agent will give us also a risk matrix, it's also nice, and recommended action plan. So yeah, a lot of information here that is important. All right, so let's talk money and downtime. And in the meantime, I asked the agent, what's the potential business impact if these vulnerabilities are exploited? And the agent provided us a business impact analysis with catastrophic impacts, company-ending events, for example, data breaches, account takeover, and so on. Also business consequences, real-world examples, and so on. So the business impact isn't one size fits all, of course. So you can teach the agent what critical means for your business. So as I already mentioned before, you can configure the agent and also set preferences, what your organization prioritize here. All right, so now let's have some action-taking prompts. So I asked the agent to create high priority issues for all confirmed vulnerabilities with EPSS score above 0.4. And now we're waiting for the agent to create them. At the end, the agent will also ask us to approve the issues. And each issue is linked to the original vulnerability, tagged with priority, and also pre-filled with context. So read the description, we can check it out here, but I think it will be nicer to see in the issue itself. So let's approve, and let's see how the issue will look at the end. Okay, so the issue is created. We can check it out in the issue board. So we have here this one. It got created 1 minute ago, not by me, of course, in my name, but because I was using the agent, so it's using my user. And here is the issue. It's also labeled, as you can see. We have here all the information from the vulnerability. Also some notes, references, verification checklists, and here, of course, also the business impact and so on. So that's pretty cool. So then at the end you have no more manual ticket creation, no more copy-pasting CVE data. The agent will do it for you. And my last prompt that I want to test out with you is to generate an executive summary of our current security posture and compare vulnerability trends between this release and the previous one. So the agent should create now a board-ready report. It's analyzing, are we getting better or worse? For example, where are the trends? What categories of vulnerabilities are increasing? And also what our mean time to remediation is. So this is something you can show your CISO or your auditors if they ask for it, and also the customers. And as you can see, it's generated in seconds and not hours of manual data aggregation. So yeah, also we're getting the priority recommendations here. And as already mentioned, of course, we can tell the agent to adjust the report how we want to have it. All right, I think it will go on and on. This will be a pretty huge one because we have a lot of vulnerabilities that are also critical ones. All right, so in the last 10 minutes, we went from 1,000+ vulnerabilities to actionable insights. We created remediation issues and also generated executive reports. And this all through natural language conversation, which is awesome. So now let's break down what this means to different roles in your organization. So for example, for engineers, that can mean focus on real threats, no false positives, conversation instead of clicking. For managers, it can mean consistent processes, better compliance, and faster remediation. And for executives, it can mean lower risk, better source allocation, and board-ready metrics. So this is about making security teams more effective, not just efficient. Thank you for your time.